All right, we are going to kick off. This is our photosensitivity class. We're going to be talking all about using essential oils safely this summertime. Looks like our tech is working. It's so wonderful to see you all over on Zoom and live streaming over on Facebook. So thank you for being here, or for catching the replay. Thank you for catching the replay. I'm Dr. Laura Ricci, and my passion is to empower women to reclaim their health so that they can, if they're feeling burned out, stressed out, low energy, to feel better, to really thrive and show up in this world. And I am a doctor of physical therapy. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach, specializing in functional nutrition and women's health. And I educate and sell doTERRA essential oils. And this is a hot topic now with the summertime. So we are going to dive in. This is a short and sweet little mini class. A quick little reminder for all of us as we go into the summertime with using our oils and making sure that we don't have any burns, any issues with that. And I always like to start just with a little medical disclaimer. Again, the information that I'm sharing with you in this little mini class is not intended to be replacing medical advice. You want to work with your healthcare professional, with that person. I'm sharing my own personal experience from education and research that I have, and I really want you to partner with your healthcare practitioner on this. So we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about, first of all, what photosensitization is. So it's actually a process with the UV light and that radiation combo, and it combines with particular substances and it causes chemical or biological changes. So citrus essential oils, they have a photosensitivity warning on them due to possible presence of the furanocoumarins. These are organic compounds that they actually bond to the DNA to prevent the skin from protecting itself from sunlight. So if you're exposed to sunlight, which gives off UV radiation after topical application of a photosensitive oil, the skin may become temporarily darkly pigmented or red or irritated. So basically it could make it a little bit more likely that you could burn. So you want to carefully read oil labels before applying essential oils this summer. It's just something to think about, because especially in the wintertime, I'm putting on citrus oils like crazy because they're very uplifting. They're very great for mood. They're great for helping to kind of energize you a little bit. But in the summertime, we just want to be cautious with that. So one thing that I love about doTERRA oils is you will see on the label a little message: avoid sunlight and UV rays for at least 12 hours after applying product. So this is a bottle of citrus bloom that I have here, and it's going to be written right on the bottle. So when in doubt, just pick up your bottle of essential oil, and if you see that on the label, you know that that is a photosensitive oil, if there's anything talking about avoiding UV rays or sunlight. So there's blends that we may not think of, and there's single oils too. So the citrus oils that we think of pretty often, like lemon, lime, tangerine, wild orange, grapefruit, bergamot, cumin, kumquat, some of those with the single oils, we may think of, oh yeah, that's a photosensitive oil, but maybe not the blends. So AromaTouch, Breathe, Cheer, Citrus Bliss, Elevation, Forgive, InTune, Motivate, OnGuard, because OnGuard has wild orange, Purify, Slim and Sassy, Sunny Citrus, and Zendocrine. And I'll show a couple more pictures. This isn't an all-inclusive list, and our list is ever changing as new oils come out, like citrus bloom, for example, or white grapefruit, or as these new ones come in too, we need to update our list. But it's good to just be aware. So again, when in doubt, before you put that oil on and then you go out into the sunlight, just check that bottle, look on the label there, because of that sun sensitivity there, because of those photosensitive compounds. And when they have that exposure to sunlight or the UV light or sun lamps, so don't put on essential oils and then go sun tanning or anything like that. Now note that this is going to be for topical use of essentials, not internal use. But I will say everybody is different, so honor that. So with the photosensitivity, it's typically going to be if you apply something topically and then you go out into direct sunlight. But I do have one of my sweet friends, and she notices, she's very fair skin, and if she drinks lemon water, right, put some lemon oil in her water, and then like say drinks a lot of that and goes out into the sun all day, it could make her, she notices, a little bit more likely to burn. I haven't noticed that with myself personally, but I think this is the bioindividuality, and you have to honor your body and what works best for you. So again, when applying those photosensitivity oils, you want to topically, you want to avoid the sunlight for up to 12 hours after use. So this may be something, if you're using a citrus oil for emotional support, put it on the bottoms of your feet before you go to bed, put it in an area that you're not having direct sunlight exposure. So maybe you put it on a scarf, or you put it on your clothes, or I like to put it on my hair so that I'm a little walking diffuser and I can smell that and have that on hand, but not in direct sunlight with that. So just a good safety tip in general. Here's a little image that you can screenshot. And this has several of the blends that you might not think of to be photosensitive, like InTune is one of those. We talked about OnGuard that you might think, oh, and forget that there's a citrus oil in there. Breathe, AromaTouch, those could be ones. The New Island Mint, the Citrus Bloom. But again, there's others outside of this list too. So it's good. It's a little friendly reminder as we go outside and we want to do that. We want to get our vitamin D exposure and sunlight exposure, and it's good for our circadian rhythms and mood and a lot of things, but just don't put that right on and then go right out into direct sunlight. Here's another image that you can screenshot. And remember too that even some of the kids line blends, like I believe Braver, some of those also have photosensitive oils. So read the labels, have that there. I'll do a post later this week and I have a list going, and it's so far. And if I miss anything, y'all can let me know. We'll just keep a little list that we can have to use during the summertime to help us with this. You know, I haven't noticed that citrus oils lighten my hair when I put them in my hair. I have pretty dark hair, but bio-individuality, trust your body. I will actually tell people to use like lemon if they have a child that has gum stuck in their hair. Because those citrus oils, they work kind of like a natural Goo Gone, but trust your body on that. You could do a little spot test if you wanted to with that and see how that works for you. But these are just good things to be aware of during the summertime with avoiding them. So direct sunlight, tanning beds for at least 12 hours, check your labels, make sure that you're aware of that. Dilute your oils, right, extra, and then use it aromatically or internally, especially for emotional support with those things. I know too that there's a lot of oils that we can use outside, like TerraShield as a natural bug repellent that we can put on that doesn't have those citrus oils in it. It has lemon eucalyptus, and sometimes people will see that and think it's lemon oil and eucalyptus oil. No, there's an oil called lemon eucalyptus, a plant that is that together, and that's not a photosensitive oil with that. This is really interesting too, green mandarin. So the furanocoumarins have not been detected in green mandarin. And this is an oil, it's taken when the fruit is, before it ripens. So that's why it's green versus the yellow mandarin or the red mandarin that we have different essential oils there. But this is one that out of all of the citrus oils is not photosensitive. Now it does still have a photosensitivity warning on the label as a precaution with that, but this is an oil that's categorized as neat, that you can apply it topically without a carrier oil necessarily, and it has a lot of nice skin cleansing properties, health supportive properties. So out of all of the citrus oils, there's always an exception to the rule. And green mandarin is the exception to the rule, but you are still going to see that photosensitivity on there, and just be cautious with it, right? Just honor your body when using your essential oils that way. So there's my little tips to help you enjoy your summer. I did get some questions about Citrus Bloom because the new Citrus Bloom line was just released with the deodorant, and like people are asking me about the Citrus Bloom deodorant or the Citrus Bloom lotion or like the beautiful spray mist. Again, I wouldn't put those on if you're going to go into direct sunlight, because the beautiful mist has bergamot in it. Citrus Bloom has some essential oils like wild orange in there. So you just want to be cautious, right? Great thing to put on if you're staying inside, but if you're going to go to the pool, or well, I guess we're not really going to the pool right now. If you're going to go to the beach or wherever, you can, I would not put those on. Use a different oil, use lavender, use something else for that. Now, granted, with the deodorant, usually we're not having direct sunlight to our armpits, but you never know. I don't know. You could be, who knows? So I just say be careful. Maybe use the balanced deodorant. Maybe use some fractionated coconut oil with a little bit of tea tree and lavender that day if we're going to the pool. We just want to be cautious. And I also wanted to share lots of upcoming classes are coming for the month of June. And these are intro to essential oils classes. These are back to basics. If you have questions about how to use oils, aromatically, topically, internally, 3 cool ways to use oils. We have lots of those. These are open to all. They're free. And that's coming up there. But that's our little mini class. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, anything that they want to ask before we hop off? It's just a little short and sweet reminder so that we don't burn this summer, because I always get a private message from somebody of, oh no, Laura, I forgot and I went out. And if that happens, use your lavender, use your fractionated coconut oil, use your peppermint. Somebody actually told me that the beautiful mist, the body mist, actually works really well as a nice after sun spray. So not something you're going to put on and then go out into the sun, but if you get a little bit too much sun exposure, it's very soothing and hydrating to the skin. So that's a nice one to use too. But we just want to be cautious and use common sense when we're going outside. Yay, thanks so much, Carrie. Yeah, it's just good little tips, good things, good little reminders for all of us, for myself included, because I love me a good citrus Bliss or a good Motivate or something. So sometimes I can hide it under this long curly hair or a hat or something, or maybe put it over your heart. Just make sure that you're covered up so that we have a good summer and we don't have any burns. But if we do accidentally forget, we've got oils to help with that too. Lavender, peppermint, copaiba, all of those great ones. All right. Do I make my own sunscreen? No, I do not make my own sunscreen. That's a project that I think I could do at some point. So the Environmental Working Group has a really great list of clean sunscreens, and you can go there to their website and you can actually type in and search different sunscreens, or they also have an app that you can use in the store. So for example, when I go to Natural Grocers or Whole Foods or something, I can use that app and it's going to help me to find a non-toxic sunscreen. So I actually don't make my own. I know that there are people that do and that it works really well, and you can find recipes to make your own sunscreen, but we just look and follow the Environmental Working Group's guidelines to find a non-toxic sunscreen to have it on hand there. Do you make a lavender mist for after sun? I don't typically, but you can. You can make a little after sun spray. You could do a little fractionated coconut oil and maybe lavender and peppermint and copaiba. There's a lot of different recipes out there that you can use, or you could use the beautiful mist to have it on hand. Usually I just do a couple pumps of fractionated coconut oil, a little bit of lavender, and I just put that all on, and that works really well. So the app, I believe it's called Healthy Living is the app. And there's a couple apps. I think there's one called Think Dirty, something like that. But you can find apps that will help you. They'll give you a rating. And in the Environmental Working Group, if you even search EWG sunscreen, it's going to pull up a lot of great resources for you too, to have that on hand. And this is where we make small changes, right? It doesn't have to be all at once, but starting to look at what we're putting on our skin, maybe swapping out our sunscreen. You do not want to be adding essential oils with like a toxic sunscreen. Remember, essential oils are going to pull in. So they go absorbing into transdermally and through the skin into the bloodstream. And so if you have something like toxic sunscreen or name brand lotions or things that can have a lot of stuff, that essential oil is going to drive it into the skin even faster. And I've seen mamas where, say, they have some name brand sunscreens and essential oils and the body breaks out in a full rash. So we don't want to do that. Be cautious with that. Be safe with your oils. And that's also why, just as a side note, that's why doTERRA has designed lotions, unscented lotions, that you can use your essential oils with them, so that we don't have this. You know, this is not something that you would want to go and grab like a Bath and Body Works lotion and then put your essential oils on that, because there's a lot of stuff in those products that are going to drive into the skin deeper with that. And this is why we use our carrier oils, our fractionated coconut oil, and all of those things too. Yeah, my pleasure. These are good questions. Yeah, but check out the Environmental Working Group. They have a great, great article about non-toxic sunscreens and some safety tips. And right, it's little swaps of swapping out our sunscreen, little swaps with the essential oils of swapping out candles or plugins or air fresheners or things, little swaps with bug spray, and maybe using something like TerraShield or making your own bug sprays and having those on hand. I actually found that the TerraShield and making my own work better for me, and I don't get the headaches and feel all icky like the other stuff. So little tips. All right. Well, thank you for being here or watching the replay. If you have any questions or comments, you can add them over on Facebook. Short, sweet little mini class to get us going to kick off our summer, and go outside, enjoy the sunlight, having time in nature, getting that vitamin D, all of that is so healthy and good for us, especially I think now. And we just want to make sure that we're using our oils safely. So check the label. We'll post a little list later this week that has all of that there that we can use as resources. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye.